situation like this is happening right now. A person who is, say, in panic attack mode, in depression, how can they help themselves at that very instant,
Yeah, the present situation is very bad. The people who have been sitting in their farmhouses and never gone out of the house are getting corona. They're taking all the precautions. Yeah, it is a very difficult question, because if it happens to me, of course, even I'm going to panic. And so acceptance of, yes, it has happened to me is very, very important. And then, many of us are not prepared. Like, everybody is not evolved. Because you also gave me the topic of yoga and death.
Yeah.
And basic thing is, I am a soul who has changed many bodies. And I am in this body as Renu, as yoga teacher, so my soul is going to leave this body and maybe go into the next form. Of course, there will be a sense of fear, but at the same time, how I have trained my mind and how I have trained my inner self and emotions is, for me, it's Shiva. For anybody else, it would be Devi, it would be Hanumanji, it would be Allah, it would be Jesus, it would be universal energy. Just having that complete faith, I am going to be into safe hands.
That was very nicely told, that, to have faith in whomever or whatever you believe in can help you over that period. When the fear sets in, and it's not a fear of death sometimes, I feel, but there is a fear of hospitalization. There is a fear of doctors. It's sad, but in Kali Yuga, there is that fear. So when you speak about fear of death, I think more than anything else, there is a fear of what comes before death. Now, yoga is based on prana. Prana is the breath, right?
Pranayam is tasmin sati swas par swas gatiro vikshedha pranayama. That means by the technique of pranayam, that is the breathing, I am controlling my incoming and the outgoing breath, holding it and then exhaling. So I have complete control of my breathing. Like we do Anulom Vilom, closing the right nostril, inhaling through left. And as I control my breath, I control the thoughts in my mind. And that's the reason we do balancing postures like Vrikshasana, Natarajasana, standing on one leg, what you would be seeing, to bring focus and concentration of the mind. I focus on one point. With the practice of pranayama, the more I am in complete control of my breath, I will not get angry, I will not panic, I will not get into depression, because pranayama is like, my body is like a balloon. And as you remove the air, the oxygen from the balloon, it will fall down. Same thing happens to the body. So pranayama is, I give my body, my brain cells, my organs so much of oxygen that it is free of ailments and it is more balanced in every situation. And pranayama is basically giving that level of, or the amount of oxygen to my brain cells, to my nadis, to my organs. And that's how we disconnect from the negativity, basically, by practicing pranayama. So it's the most important thing after asanas. And asanas is thiram sukham asanam. Like if I'm sitting cross-legged right now and talking to you, is to be, if I do chakrasana or handstand or headstand, cobra pose, bhujangasana, I should be in state of comfort and happiness and peace in that position. So that's what an asana practice is supposed to do in our body.
Is it true that you might be activating the organs, strengthening them, circulation, of blood, which is so important?
Yeah, the asanas are going to improve the blood flow in the organ. For example, basic bhujangasana is what everybody knows. My palms are here and I raise my chest up and get into this cobra pose, bending back. So automatically my thyroid gland is going to get activated. More thyroxine will come out for weight loss. double chin, jawline, the rib cage expands, lungs have more space to breathe. Then automatically my tummy muscles, the recti muscles are going to get the stretch. The organs will get a stretch, so the bloating, gases, everything comes out. My lower back will get a strengthening because it's in slight contraction. My shoulders will form more strength. So whenever we perform a asana, what's happening, our organs are either getting contracted or they are getting stretched. So they are getting contracted, they're getting stretched. And the nerves, arteries, veins, capillaries are getting a stretch and they get back to the normal position. So the blood flow improves wherever there is stagnant blood flow or there is fat collection. Now the fat doesn't collect just under the skin. It also starts accumulating around my organs. Into the rib cage. In the rib cage, we have intercostal and costal muscles. So it also starts collecting in the intercostal muscles. So what happens with this stretching and contracting is this fat starts coming out, or it starts melting, or it starts moving out through your sweat. My shoulder joints get more flexible. My spine vertebrae, that is the IVDs, intervertebral disc. Now with age, the disc keeps moving out and in, and it gives, like, of course, a lot of pain. So what happens with the practice of postures, that your disc is aligned. It is in slight S shape. So your IVDs are aligned, your vertebral column is having more strength. Then your spinal cord functions, it's directly connected to the brain. So the health of the spine is very important in the functioning of the brain, because it's the extension of the brain. Most important is the hormone release. Like insulin is produced to control the diabetes. Thyroxine is produced to manage the weight in the body. The brain cells, like the practice of Brahmari, Om chanting. Like I would like to talk about mantra yoga. Hatha yoga is all these asanas.
Correct.
So everything like Ashtanga Vinyasa, Yin Yang Yoga, whatever you call, everything comes under Hatha Yoga. Then is your Karma Yoga, is you do good deeds, try to do good deeds. Kundalini Yoga is again reading of scriptures which activate the Kundalini Shakti, like the Durga Shaptashati part. It's good to do always early morning, but reading good scriptures which activate, there are certain parts or scriptures which activate your Kundalini. Then is Mantra Yoga, then there is Swara Yoga, is working on the sound. Nad Yoga, Swara Yoga, is your breathing, and Nad Yoga is the sounds. And Mantra Yoga is something I feel one should imbibe, because it's not difficult at all. It's just chanting the mantras for 5, 10, 15 minutes every day. Again, whichever mantra you connect the most to, your favorite deity you've been worshipping. Basic Om chanting, Soham, whether you say Vaheguru, either you do loud chanting or you do the Mansik Jap, mental Jap is in your mind. My hands will be in Gyan Mudra, Rudra Mudra. This is Rudra Mudra. This sends energy to the heart. This sends energy to the brain, Gyan Mudra. Then the right hand up is Bhairav Mudra, left hand up is Bhairavi Mudra, in the thumbs like this. Somewhere I sit like this and just focus on mantra chanting. Then Yoni Mudra, this is for the urogenital system. Whenever we have the lower body issues, we make the students do this Yoni Mudra, crossing 3 fingers. This either you chant with the mudras. Mudras are again which send the energy back to your chakras and organs. Mantra Yoga, a very important thing to do. Jap, Gayatri mantra is, they say it is very good to give fame, intellectual power. So good for students. And Mrityunjay mantra keeps us away from all the ailments. And as you say, it removes the fear. What we were talking about is fear of death. Mrityunjay mantra greatly helps in removing the fear of death and detaches you. So Mrityunjay mantra. So I would seriously advocate is to do some kind of chanting every day. either listen to some kind of chanting every day, early morning before sleeping.
The mantras that we chant, or even if with the Simran, or the Muslims, if they use their beads, or Christians, the rosary, even Buddhists, everybody advocates 108, and they make the malas, beads also 108. So do you think there should be a number to your chanting?
As my Guruji, Sadguru Uday Singh Ji told me, is of course, the more number we do is great. If it's like 1008 is great, but focus and concentration is what matters the most. So Om is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, your conscious, subconscious, unconscious mind together. I'm aligning all my levels of mind. Or Soham, God and I are one. Om Namah Shivaya is, of course, for Shivji, and Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha is for Vishnu. Om Aim Hreem Kleem Chamundai Viche is for Durga. So whatever you chant, I have my deity, my guru's picture in the head and in front of my closed eyes, and you're at the Agnya plexus, and focus. First, we focus on the form, and then we move towards the formless. Because God doesn't have any form as such. So it is the focus and concentration where even if I just say 9 times and I'm just seeing my deity, my guru in front of my closed eyes is important for me other than the number of chants.
Correct. Are there any side effects to doing asanas? Take on the universe. Subscribe and come on board our channel. Share your experiences. Contact us at takeontheuniverse@gmail.com.